is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel, and once again welcome to some more World of Tanks. Now, a while ago I uploaded a video featuring the AMX AC-48, the tier 8 French tank destroyer, the video that was named absolutely clinical, because that's what I think the AC in AMX AC-48 stands for. And it featured Power Nenads, who for ease I'm going to once again call Powers. And he had some absolutely ridiculous games in the AMX AC-48, and I said if the video reached more than 100 likes I will upload part 2, which features games that are also very, very good. Games that I think weren't as good as the two which I originally featured, but you guys wanted to see it, man, so I'm going to show you guys anyway. And for the first game, we are here with Powers once again in the AMX AC-48 on Fisherman's Bay in a standard battle matchup. And we are going to see what he does. Now, he's got 2 marks of excellence on this tank destroyer, so he clearly knows what he's doing. And as you guys know from the previous replays, I think you guys can ascertain that he definitely knows what he's doing in this tank. There's a T-43 in the middle, but you can't really do anything to this guy until now. He gets a shot off, but unfortunately that one hits the ground instead of reaching its intended target. But he does get 2 spot assists right there for keeping the T-43 lit. So 1 enemy tank, or 2 enemy tanks have been vanquished now, partially due to Powers keeping that guy lit. Now there is a Gornish in front of him. I think that's how you properly pronounce it. I always try and go ultra Ruski when I pronounce Gornish. But he gets a nice shot through the Gornish's side armor. As you can tell, guys, super rusky right now. And he's going to get another one right here, aiming for the engine. Unfortunately, that one only damages the fuel tank, but it doesn't set it alight. He's going to aim for the side of this guy again. He should be able to get him. And that one gets him as well. But unfortunately, he low rolls for 336 right there. But he did track the Gornish in the process and managed to get a tracked assist right there as well. So there's a T-150 up ahead, as well as an IS-3, a Tiger II, and another heavy tank over there, which I can't ascertain what it is. But plenty of targets for Powers to be shooting at. Now the IS-3 is poking out a little bit, but he's not giving enough of his tank away for Powers to be able to take a shot. So he's going to bide his time, reverse into a position where he can get some shots away at the IS-3. He's going to try and bait the shot here from the IS-3, I think. Nothing really going on behind him. And he's going to poke over while the IS-3 is distracted. And he should be able to hopefully get a shot away. Now, the IS-3 is just hidden by the building. But the Tiger II, however, is poking its arse out. And I think he, hopefully, with any luck here, should be able to get a shot away into one of them. IS-3 still not showing enough, still hiding just behind the building too much. Powers is being a bit conservative. I would have thought that he would have pushed in a bit here, but he is a casemate, so you do have to play slightly conservatively. But he's going to push in now, aim for the IS-3, gets a lovely shot through the IS-3 side armor for 431. And then he should be able to finish off the IS-3 here, which he does. Now he's going to switch his attention to the Tiger II. Up to 5 hits of damage now. 6 hits of damage right there. Damages the Tiger II's ammo rack as well, although the guy is a one-shot now, so he's not too much of a threat either way. Can he pop his turret? No, he can't. Unfortunately, it's always nice to get a turret pop in there. Now he has a Centennial in front of him, which is the Chieftain T95. It's the Centennial reskin version of the Chieftain T95, just in case you guys weren't aware. But he gets a nice track shot into the Centennial. The Centennial tracks him as well, reaping more track assists right there, and the Centennial gets taken out. Now, it's 9-6 in favor of his team, so there are 6 people left on the enemy team, but they have bunched themselves up on the other side of the map. Now, Powers is going to rush forward and try and get a shot away into this KV-4 before, I imagine, swapping his attention to the other side of the map. Aiming for center of mass, he goes straight through the KV-4 side armor. He's not going to struggle with this 120mm gun to go through the side of a KV-4. And he retracts the KV-4 right there, getting some damage in the process and another tracked assisted hit. So he's up to 10 hits of damage now. 5 track assists and 2 spot assists, and he secured himself 2 kills along the way as well. But now he has to reposition. Fortunately, the AMX AC-48 is not the slowest tier 8 tank destroyer in the world. It's not the fastest either. I think that goes to the... Don't quote me on this, guys. Excluding premium tanks, I think that goes to the Jagdpanther 2. I can't remember whether the Scorpion G is faster than the Jagdpanther 2 or not. But he has the side of a Fatherland. Unfortunately, that shell gets eaten by the Fatherland side armor right there. But he should be able to get him right here, which he does, and he tracks the Fatherland as well. He damages the Fatherland's tracks, I should say. I thought he tracked him right there. But the Fatherland is just finishing off one of Power's AFK teammates in the Carnarvon. But Powers is unspotted here. He's got his camo net deployed, and he's just going straight through the Fatherland with every single shot that this... Well, I say that this guy fires at him. With every single shot that he fires at the Fatherland. 3 deliciously aimed shots all the way through the Fatherland's lower glacis. The T-28 prototype just took some massive damage right there. But Powers is now up to 14 hits with 3 kills. And he's going to push forward and hopefully try and secure some more damage on this T-28 before hunting down the remaining, or the singular remaining tank destroyer on the enemy team. Don't even know what my English is right now, guys. Singular remaining enemy tank destroyer. I've said that before. He gets a nicely aimed shot into the cheek of the T-28 and finishes him off successfully. Now, if I remember rightly, the enemy tank destroyer that's remaining is an ISU-130, and it just missed its shot at Powers. So he's going to push down. He roughly knows where it is, and as he's pushing forward, he spots the ISU-130. Aiming his armor, luckily the ISU only damages his tracks. Powers returns the favor, but that one penetrates for 349. Bit of a low roll right there. And he's going to go for him again. The ISU gets a massive shot through him, actually, right there. He did like 600 or 550 damage right there. That was a very good roll from the ISU. And he misses his follow-up shot, though. Doesn't take Powers out. Powers is going to try and secure the shot here, but as he does, one of his teammates in the Emil 1 finishes him off. So, guys, we'll swap our attention to the post-game stats, and I will catch you there shortly. Okay, so taking a look at the post-game stats, ladies and gents, we can see that Powers had a very respectable game indeed. He secured 5,979 damage that game with 17 penetrations, 4 enemy tanks destroyed, 1 detected, 930 assisted damage, and 840 damage blocked, securing the high caliber medal and a mastery badge for his efforts. Unfortunately, the Top Gun evaded him in this game. He was only able to secure 4 kills, but a very decent result nonetheless. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the detailed specifics as to the result, as, you know, like the team result and the detailed specifics into how many shots he fired, etc, etc. So without further ado, guys, we're going to swiftly move into the second replay, and I will catch you guys there in just a moment. Okay, ladies and gents, welcome to the second battle. This time around, we are on steps once again with Powers taking out the AMX AC-48. He is in a tier 9 battle this time around, so he was top tier last time, but this time he is mid tier. So he is going to head over to the left-hand side to engage the enemy tanks that are going to be going down into the... It's pretty much like one of the heavy tank brawling kind of areas, but TDs can sit back and pick shots at tanks that go in that direction. You can see he nearly got a little bit distracted there by the WZ-132, but he is actually going to switch his attention to the right-hand side just to fire at the IS-2 that's in this gap. He gets a very, very nice shot off there. Like, that was very, very tight. There was only a fraction of that IS-2 showing through the gap in the rock, and Powers managed to get some lucky RNG right there and secure the shell straight through the IS's turret. Now there is a T-28 prototype spotted over yonder, so he's going to crest the ridge and try and get a shot away at this guy. Unfortunately, they both dip out of spot just as he crests and tries to shoot them. But the T-28 is spotted now, and that shot goes straight through the T-28, damaging the T-28's turret ring in the process. Now that thing has a very slow turret traverse anyway. His follow-up shot unfortunately misses. And I must apologise, guys. I thought Powers was going to go to the left-hand side and engage tanks in the valley. But instead he's taking this early position and firing at enemy tanks that get spotted across the way from his friendly light tank. Now there's there's an AT-7 coming up. Powers gets a lovely shot through the front of the AT-7. This gun is not going to struggle to penetrate that whatsoever. And the T-28 is cresting himself on that ridge again. Powers unfortunately bounces that shell this time around. Swapping his attention back to the AT-7, you can see that the Scorpion G is poking itself out. But just as Powers gets in a position to shoot him, he backs into cover. He aims for the T-28 prototype again. Now he does have an APCR loaded to go through the front of the T-28, no problem. But aiming for the T-28's turret at this range is kind of difficult. Gets a lovely penetration again. Unfortunately doesn't roll high enough to finish off the T-28 with that shell. But the enemy heavies have pushed down in the valley location. So Powers is going to have to do something about that at some point. Because I'm sure he doesn't want to get flanked and spanked in his rear armor. So just gazing over there every now and then just to make sure that his team have got it under control. I think at this point he realizes that nothing is going to be spotted in front of him, so he needs to start engaging these targets over here. Now it is an IS-3, and I'm not sure what the other enemy heavy tank over here is, because we haven't managed to review it yet, but the IS-3 is poking itself out. Powers is going to position himself. It's a Tiger 2. Okay, it's a Tiger 2. Tiger? Powers is going to... I've got Tiger on the brain, guys, because I just thought about Tiger 2, because we just saw that it's a Tiger 2, but the Tiger 2 is poking itself out, and Powers gets a lovely shot through the side of his turret. Now aiming for the IS-3. Hopefully should be able to secure the track shot right here. Unfortunately, the IS-3 backs into cover, and Powers isn't able to get the shot away, but he's up to 6 hits of damage. And with any luck, the IS-3 is going to poke out again, and he should be able to finish him off. Now, he's just seeing if he can shoot anything in the other direction, but nothing seems to be giving itself to him. The Tortoise finishes off the IS-3, and Powers is now lit by the WZ-132. He's going to wait for that guy to crest, but he realizes that he probably has a shot on the Type 4 Heavy right here, so he pokes out, aims for the Type 4, lets the gun aim, aim, and then he should probably release the shell, which he does. Unfortunately, it misses, and it didn't go in. Just completely flew past the Type 4's cupola. But there is a T-34 that he can fire at. Unfortunately, that guy's going to back into cover before he can get another shot away. But there's still plenty of HP remaining on the enemy team. There are currently 9 enemy tanks remaining on the enemy team. So plenty of work that he can still do, especially with that many heavies in the fray. He's going to push over and shoot this Tiger 2 again. Tiger 2 damages his gun. Luckily, he didn't get damaged in the process, and he was able to secure the kill on the Tiger 2 despite having a damaged gun. And he has an E75 to his right hand side. Unfortunately, he takes a big hit right there through the side of his armor. No idea where the penetration mark went. No idea where the penetration mark went. I think that's what he was looking for as well, because I would have been like, the fuck? How did he get me there when I was moving at that speed? But unfortunate to take a hit from the E75 there. He's just going to bide his time and wait till he's unspotted to push forward once again. Now he's going to let the VK take the distracted enemy's shots away from him. And he's going to position himself. He's going to position... Guys, I can't speak. When I do videos, I can't speak. Position and shelf. Cool, dude. Position himself into a position where he can shoot the STI. I swear, sometimes I get like carried away with what I'm saying and I just end up saying like the wrong word. Honestly. Ah, man. But you guys enjoy it. It's fine. No problem. But he's aiming for the STI here. Unfortunately, his shell misses, but luckily the STI bounces. The STI is not fully upgraded, so it doesn't pose as much of a threat as one would first suspect. Now, he gets a nice shot into the STI's track, but the Oni could be troublesome with that big derp gun. So he's going to move around, position himself where the tortoise is. Position himself, guys, not position. Honestly, man, sometimes I don't even know what I'm talking about. But he's going to crest this ridge here, hopefully finish off the Oni with an auto-aim shot, which he does. He got a very unfortunate low roll right there for 314, but he did damage the Oni's ammo, and then the tortoise finished him off. Now, the enemy team currently have the advantage. They are 1 up on Powers' team. 8-9 to the enemies right now, but he should be able to finish off this WZ, which he does. No idea why that guy wasn't in cover. Pretty dumb position to be in a light tank that's a one-shot just in the middle of the open where anyone can poke up and shoot you, but Powers did get very lucky with the shot there. Now, the E75 is spamming APCR, which is fantastic. That's probably why he was actually able to hit Powers when he was on the move, because he didn't have to lead the shot as much. Now, the STI is still back here. Powers is going to come around the corner, say what's up, aim for the lower glacis, go straight through, no problem, bounce the STI's return shell. The frontal armor on this tank is actually very decent for its tier. Like, the way that it's angled is fantastic. Like, the French tank destroyers from the front are fantastic. But you do have to just bear in mind that they have massive weak spots on the top. But if nobody knows where to shoot you, then you'll do fine. Because the frontal armor is pretty thick and pretty well angled. So if people auto aim at you, you are going to have a pretty high chance to bounce. But the side armor and rear armor is, yeah, there's much to be desired. But it's balanced, man. It's balanced for a reason. And I think these in real life didn't have that great side and rear armor anyway. So it's not like it matters too much. Now, Powers wants to get a shot away at the C75. He's actually loaded some APCR himself because the E75 is a tricky target to deal with from the front. Aiming for the T29. However, if this guy keeps pushing through, he should be able to finish off the T29. He's got the thinnest of shots on him, but it's not actually anything that he's able to hit. It's just the T29's gun. The E75 has taken a shot now, I do believe. So Powers is going to... I thought he was going to push around the rock there, but he doesn't. I think he's just concentrating on the T29 at this point. He should be able to go through the T29's turret with APCR. Just waiting for the T29 to reverse so that you can take a shot at him. And he does, which finishes off the T29 successfully. Now it is 4 versus 3. The E75 is pushing around. And the E75 just fired as well, so Powers is going to poke out. Look at the E75, probably go through... actually, he switches his attention to the T34. T34 knew where to shoot those, so the T34 did get a penetration on Powers right there. And he's now up to 14 hits with 5 kills. The Top Gun is in contention this game. But he just needs to work together with his teammates here to be able to finish off the last 2 remaining enemy tanks. Now, one of them is a Scorpion G. He's not going to have any problems penetrating this dude. Should have the jump on him in terms of aim, which he did. And now it's just the E75 all by himself. And the E75 is distracted, firing at the VK 101P. Powers is going to wait for the shot. Gets a shot through the side of the E75's turret. Lovely high roll right there for 468. And he should be able to finish him off successfully. E75 is not going to be able to get in cover, and he does, and he secures the win. So guys, once again, we will switch our attention to the post-game stats, and I'll catch you there in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, so once again, we are taking a look at the post-game stats, this time from the second game, where Powers had a very respectable result indeed. 5,372 damage done from 17 penetrations, 7 enemy tanks destroyed that game, 232 assisted damage, and 1,020 damage blocks. So the frontal armor held up very respectably when he was being fired at from that STI. I presume it was because the guy didn't know where to shoot, because it does have like pretty big weak spots on the top of the tank, but if people don't know where to shoot, you can get away with blocking some damage, as Powers did in this game. he managed to secure the high caliber medal as well as the Top Gun medal and a Devastator medal. Top Gun medal for securing 6 kills, Devastator medal for securing 7, and most importantly, once again, he managed to secure the Mastery badge. So Powers, thank you very much for sending the replays over again. I'm sorry it's taken so long to put out part 2, but hopefully you guys will enjoy. Anyway, ladies and gents, that's it for this video for today. Thank you for the support on the last video of this one, by the way. Over 100 likes. I massively appreciate it, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Until then, have a wicked day and peace out.